Hello, this is Desiree Chappell. It's Tuesday. Welcome to the Roundtable, where we have in-depth conversation with the experts as well as those on the front lines of perioperative care.
Top Med Talk.
I am Desiree Chappell, your co-host of the Roundtable on Top Med Talk. I'm joined here with Monty Mythen, co-host of Top Med Talk as well, and we're also joined today by Dr. Lee Fleisher. He's the chair of anesthesiology for University of Pennsylvania. And Vicki Morton, she is a DNP and the director of clinical and quality outcomes at Providence Anesthesia in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you both for joining us this afternoon.
Pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
So I don't have a pre-op clinic, so I'm curious what in your centers, how your anesthesiologists and nurse anesthetists and DNPs and others are thinking through keeping them out of the hospital from pre-op stuff or post-op.
Well, both. So we're actually in the process right now, and one of the reasons that we're here to better learn how to work a pre-op clinic, patient optimization, because we've got great clinics to be seen, or patients to be seen in and do the normal testing and what have you. And we see every single one of our enhanced recovery patients in those clinics, but the other patients are screened, and if they meet certain criteria, will come in. But what we need to work on is, okay, we have a patient that's come in, has uncontrolled blood sugars. What do we do? And essentially, not much. We maybe refer them back to their primary care, what have you. And so we're really trying to work harder to get these patients in better condition going into surgery.
So, Lee, when you scrapped your preoperative clinic, you had one, did you? And then it
Before I got to Penn,
okay,
the health system scrapped it.
Right. So was that because the clinic was a place you went to have your problems documented, as opposed to a place where you went to have your problems fixed?
My assumption is
okay.
The prior documented, and they at that time the issue was cancellations. Everyone talks about cancellation rates being the primary reason to have a pre-op clinic. What I have been learning from you, and as well as everyone on this panel, is the world has changed. We should do fewer patients, but actually put them in the optimal condition, because the key thing about the bundles is it's the readmission for any cause.
Okay, well, I'm really getting a handle on this now. So, Vicki, I think what you're telling me is you're refashioning your pre-op clinics to not document the people who are well, but to fix the people who need fixing and put all your energy into that.
Correct.
We're actually not doing separate clinics. I mean, like kind of what we're talking about, diabetes or anemia. It's all wrapped up into one. And when we first started Enhanced Recovery, and actually even before then, it was about optimization and getting a hold of that patient before they got to surgery, so we could fix at least, if we had a diabetic, and trying a little bit better control over that, or if they had anemia or they had cardiovascular issues, we could send the patient and kind of try and figure out ways in which we could go ahead and treat the issue or optimize them before they got to surgery. But one of the things that we've since started in our cardiac ERAS program is nutritional optimization and some other things that we are trying to, on the front end, prevent readmissions on the back end as well.
So I'm curious, Desiree, because it's one thing to optimize them to get them through surgery.
True.
It's another, which is what I'm hearing you guys doing and what I'm trying to convince my own center they should do, is optimize them, period.
Right.
To get them through life.
Right.
Yes.
Not to have surgery.
And it'll last 30 days to 90 days.
Yeah.
Is that...
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I wrote some of these guidelines. It was always, can you get them to 90, to, out of the hospital?
Yeah. I mean, it's the conversation that we're having and trying to move in that direction. And I think that everyone's kind of...
I mean, if you fix anemia, you fix pre-diabetes. You stop people smoking, you help their sleep apnea. If they never have surgery, that's not wasted effort, is it? That's good medicine. That's population health.
But then you do have less surgeries, potentially, and then you have potentially a group of individuals that
like a
may
hospital.
Not,
So
it's got to change, isn't it? It's got to change.
It's a transition.
So the problem is that we're in this world where, and Vicki and I had a great discussion, where many hospitals are still making their money in fee-for-service.
Yeah.
So they don't want us to cancel cases. They don't want less surgery, although they don't want bad outcomes, really bad outcomes. So the question, I have is, how do you start the conversation today to say, if you are looking better, and I understand your hospital's looking better, how do you support us increasingly? Because if not, why should we do this and lose money? You don't have to necessarily gain, but you can't lose.
Right. Yeah, those are conversations that there have been many with administration, and it's, continually just going over the cost savings, the financial analysis, talking about what's best for the patient, the whole thing. And eventually, I'm really fortunate where I work, and even though I work for an anesthesia group, we have a fantastic partnership with our hospital system and great team of collaborative individuals, and they do see the benefit, and I think they are willing.
But why aren't they paying for part of you?
I think that's, again, I've been in this role now just over a year, and really when I came in, the program was very small, and now it's huge, and 6-7 hospitals participating. They're getting it, and they've made it a corporate initiative, and they're coming around with that.
So like many hospitals, we have an ERAS collaborative that's a surgeon and anesthesiologist are running, and I've already started socializing with the system that it is very expensive to not have them in the OR. I'll pay for it today, but there's going to be a point in time.
One of the points I made during my presentation today is that going forward, we have to start changing the narrative. When ERAS first came and we were trying to, it's all about length of stay, it's all about cost savings. We're still in a fee-for-service world. That's the reality right now. And so that's not the narrative that you need to have with, key stakeholders. It needs to be some of these other issues. And
won't ultimately patient power, the consumer, the customer get a grip on all of this? Won't that be the ultimate conclusion to the whole thing? You mentioned, Lee, that if we at any stage see PBPM, I think I wrote down here, written down some, we should...
beneficiary per month.
Per beneficiary per month. Is that got anything to do with controlling these things?
So that essentially is how you pay for population health, is that they give the gatekeeper, so to speak, the primary care, the hospital, extra money to keep them healthy. And now they're going to see if it's worth it. It's like $2 per month. But the hope is to experiment and see, to pay for care coordinators, to pay for Vicki.
But $2 per month for the population you look after.
Right.
So if you've got, just to put it simple, you've got millions of healthy people, that's good business. You can make those $2
It's risk adjusted.
Yeah, but you can make those $2 per month go a long way. That's a lot of dollars.
Correct.
But that's an ongoing experiment. It's a bit like Maryland and opting into bundles.
Yes. So, for example, we have, we take care of millions of patients at Penn, but we're responsible for 100,000 lives.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Not the millions that come through our doors.
Top Med Talk. Thanks for downloading and listening to Top Med Talk. Don't forget to find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, even got our own YouTube channel. Whichever your favourite social media feed is, we're bound to be there. Find us. Also, subscribe to this podcast so that you never miss an episode. And make sure you go to the Top Med Talk website, topmedtalk.com, and get on board with the email updates. Oh, whilst you're at it as well, I suggest you download our entire back catalogue. We're categorising it at the moment. We're having a little look through it. It may not always be in the form that you currently find it. So if you get your hard drive ready for a full-on download via the website perhaps, or perhaps through your podcatcher. Oh, and if you fancy meeting us, why not go to the website ebpom.org/meetings. Our next big event is EBPOM USA, the Dallas Masters Course, a perioperative care practicum. Have a look for details of that and some of the other meetings coming up across the next year. ebpom.org/meetings.